In the previous tutorial, we did some debugging, right? To think about sort of why our inventory containers were mirroring each other. And we talked about how it had to do with the software not being able to differentiate between the two layers unless we specifically told it to for our slot objects, our slot text objects, excuse me. Now, the reason we had to sort of do debugging at all, it's not that we didn't already know that. It's that, again, sometimes when we think just like human logically, we're connecting these as being one object actually, right? When in reality, the software thinks of them as two. So it just takes some practice to sort of think about how the software is viewing this screen instead of just us. So we want to start thinking about that differentiation there. All right. Now we also took note of the fact that our objects in our chest are changing in terms of their opacity based upon our mouse over command. Now that seems like a nice thing, but you should be thinking already, oh, that's kind of a problem actually, right? Because again, we want to differentiate the two. So let's take a look at our inventory manager code, because that's where that mouse over occurs. And let's look and see what's going on here. So where do we change the opacity of our items? Right here. And again, this is saying if the cursor is on an item anywhere, change the opacity. Well, we no longer really want that to happen. We want to be very layer specific. So let's change the layer condition here to inventory layer for our items. Okay, let's copy and paste that. And do we need this to change anywhere else here? Cursor touches on items. I think we're going to need it here as well in selecting and deselecting an item. We won't go there just yet. We'll get there. Cursor touches on button delete. Do we need to put it there? Well, think about it for a second. We probably don't need to put it there because that's a different object, right? It's not part of a group. And already, just by making that one change that we did, it's likely that this is no longer going to work in our chest inventory. So let's bring up our regular inventory. You see it's fine. Chest inventory, it's gone. And that's a good thing, actually, right? Because we want that to be controlled in a separate sort of event here. Now the question is, we're going to need another inventory manager for our chest inventory. Do we want that to be its own external event, or do we want to add to this? I'm going to say let's add to this actually and make this just deal with our inventory in all regards. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it in. And now I'm going to just start changing this to a different layer, chest inventory. And remember, if you're having issues with a layer not showing up there, it has to do with the association of that specific scene, which you can always change. If you click on the layout part of your scene, you can change it. Where is it? Oh, I'm sorry. You changed your external event association, I apologize, with this wrench here. See, you can change the scene association right there. All right, so we need to change our association here as well to chest. All right, and here as well. Okay, that stays the same. We'll deal with this in a second. Let's go down to our cursors on buttons and let's change this to the correct object. It's button C delete. button C, delete. This is going to have to change to because we've got to create some more variables here, some more global variables. But for now, that should have changed our ability to change the opacity of an item. There it is. Looks good. Okay, nothing happens. That's okay. We haven't told it to happen yet. All right, let's take a look and see what variables we need. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to create a variable here for chest container instead. So let's change anywhere there's inventory container a variable. Let's change it to chest container. We'll use that object instead. Okay. All right. Let's go back up and see what else we need. Chest inventory, that's fine. That's fine. I think we're going to have to change, we're going to have to add an item is on layer here, I think, as well. Oh, but then we do have it here. Ah, okay, let's delete that. We don't need that. We need it here. So pick all items, chest inventory. No, I was right. We still need it here. Let's recopy that. Paste it. It'll still work this way, but we need it here as well. Items on layer chest inventory. And I don't know if we need it here. It might be covered by just simply changing the association up there and the association here. Let's see. I'm curious about that one. Let's see if that does it. Okay, that still works. That doesn't work. Okay. All right. So let's see. Select the item. Well, we've got a couple of problems here, right? We've got this iManager current choice variable running. So let's make a new current choice variable for our chest inventory. So we'll go to iManager and let's add a chest current choice. And I think while we're here, we can create these other ones too, right? Let's do that. We know we're going to need it. So let's do a chest check for open slot. We'll need that. We're going to need, I think, a chest open slot, right? Because we're going to basically mirror what we did with our inventory. And then chest delete item. And let's hit apply. All right, I think we got them all. So now we need to change in the, again, make sure you're in the chest inventory part of this. We need to change this to chest current choice. Okay, make sure you're not changing this value here. Chest current choice. Chest current choice. Got an airplane flying over. 5. Did I get them all? I didn't. I knew I missed one. Chest current choice. Okay, good. Now how about down here? We need that as well. So let's change this to chest current choice. Slot 3. Chest current choice, slot 4. I think I warned you there was going to be some tediousness to this, but it's a lot better than having to recreate our code all over again. And that's the nice thing about continually coding. Aha! We can change this one here to iManager chest delete item, which means we're going to need to execute this code here. We've got to change this one to chest current choice. Basically, anything we see here, and then do you see one glaring problem already? When we're selecting an item here and we're using our X position and Y position, we're still telling it to look not only just on the inventory layer, but we're telling it to look starting at this position, which is wrong, right? So we've got to change all of these to chest container, and then we can leave the offset again, but we've got to change the layer to chest inventory. So I'm going to copy this, hit OK, come down here, paste it in. That can stay the same because we're just dealing with X right now. Now with the Y position, I just change this to Y, change this to chest inventory, and paste this, change it to Y, and change this to chest inventory. So that's likely what was going wrong when we tried to test this, I think, earlier. All right, so now we can do this a number of ways here. We can change all of these, right? And then just copy and paste it into here, copy and paste the new one here, or we could just take our time and go through. I'm going to leave that choice up to you how you want to change all of these, right? Because you've got to change these remaining 4 slots, and you've got to change these as well. And we'll come back together to run a test at the end once you've changed all of these to their correct positions. Okay, so you should have gone through each of these, right, and change them, change the starting position, right, to chest container. Now there are a lot of places to make an error here, so you want to make sure, again, a couple of key things. The starting position is chest container. The slot number stayed the same to the corresponding slot number here. All right. You don't need to change anything else over here. We already went through that. So let's do a quick preview now then, and let's see how we did. Let's see if we can select items correctly now. Okay, so that's working. What about if we click on an item that's already selected? Ah, okay, so that doesn't work. Now, why is that the case? It might be because it's still conflicting with this one here. So do we need to say, you know what, we never changed the association up here specifically to inventory layer. Let's do that, because this is just using items anywhere. Let's copy this, and let's add that condition to these. And let's see if that actually makes the difference here. Let's see if that does it. And we can finish up a little bit, finish this tutorial for right now. All right. Oh, there you go. All right, that did it. All right, and next time we'll work on getting our delete button to function properly, and then we'll have two inventory containers functioning exactly the same.